Hello, this is Bill Steffen. Hope you had yourself a good Tuesday. I wound up going to the Whitecaps game during the evening, and boy, are they doing well. They wound up winning that game 9-2. They had 13 hits, 9 walks. There were 5 batters that were hit by pitches in the game, several errors. There were a little bit of everything there, but the Whitecaps have won 37 games and only lost 15 so far, and they've got some prospects that may wind up on the Tigers someday. So if you got some time off, check out a game. Whitecaps a fun place to spend an evening, especially when the weather is mild. We did get a sprinkle, but I told people, hey, it never rains at the ballpark. Sometimes there's a heavy dew, but it never really rains. But I think we only had a trace amount there. Well, let's take a look at what's ahead here for us here over the next couple of days. First of all, here in inland areas, Grand Rapids reached a high temperature of 76 degrees. Lakeshore areas were much different. As you can see, the temperature at Benton Harbor at 11 o'clock was 78. The wind was coming from the south. It was missing Lake Michigan there. South Haven, the lighthouse temperature was 75, so they were in the warm air. But once you get up to Holland, the wind was more west off the lake, and that made the temperature drop. 63 degrees was all they were at 11 o'clock. So that's quite a difference between South Haven and Holland at the beach. If you wanted to go to the beach and lie in the sun, you'd probably be more comfortable at South Haven with a 75-degree temperature. And kind of hard to read the bottom there, but Muskegon's Pier had a temperature of only 57. So look at the difference between Grand Rapids at 76 and Muskegon's Pier at 57. That's, 19 degrees there. Interesting. Okay, let's move on here. This is a picture taken of the smoky skies in West Michigan here during the day on Tuesday. And we continue to follow the fires up in Manitoba, Canada. They are following 111 fires. And I want to emphasize that these fires are human-caused. Everything from arson to a campfire that gets out of control to somebody dragging a muffler through the dry grass. There are only 6 of them, natural causes, and I think most all of them, if not all of them, were due to lightning. So it kind of gives you an idea of where they are. If you want to stop the fires, stop the human element that is starting the fires. 162 firefighters are fighting the fire up there. The fires are east and north of Lake Winnipeg, though there are separate fires in Saskatchewan, Alberta, and northeast British Columbia. They have 40 helicopters now. They've added some extra helicopters, and the helicopters have a giant bucket on the bottom, and they scoop up the water, and then they let that go, over the fire there. So they can go back and forth, and they can run in 2 shifts because there's daylight up there, even into the mid-evening. They have 6 water bombers. I love that term, a water bomber. And they can scoop the water up and then come and drop that on the fire. And they're up to 97 pieces of heavy equipment, bulldozers and whatnot, for making fire breaks. So they are working on it, and I think things will be improving up there with time. All right, let's go back to the lakeshore forecast here for tomorrow. Northwest winds 10 to 20 knots. Waves around 1 to 3 feet. Water temperatures today, Saugatuck Oval Beach was 47. The Holland Channel was 55. And Reeds Lake and Inland Lake in East Grand Rapids had a water temperature of 66. Those water temperatures are just a touch cooler than average for this time of year. Of course, May was about 2 degrees cooler than average here in West Michigan. What's ahead for us here? Well, we'll take a look at the headline graphic here. There'll be showers and a chance of a thunderstorm today. Not severe, not anticipating anything severe. There's a very slight chance for some gusty winds with some of the thunderstorms that may develop during the afternoon, and that's mainly southeast of Kent County. It will be cooler today. Cold front will be coming through. Behind the front, temperatures are anywhere from the upper 50s to upper 60s. That's the air that's heading our way today. So no more 80s for a while here. Mostly sunny skies on Saturday. You got an open house to go to or a wedding. It's looking pretty good for Saturday here. And there will be a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm Sunday afternoon or evening. Not a sure thing as of yet. More on that tomorrow. We'll take time out now and thank our wonderful sponsors. Here's a message from Complete Care Concierge.
When you need a fast, efficient, and affordable Cleaning service, Complete Care Concierge has you covered. They serve all of West Michigan, so they're there wherever you need them. They can clean your home, your apartment, your condo, your rental, your office, your business. They do one-time cleans. They can clean on a repeated basis. They can do move-in, move-out cleans. 616-264-1397, and we will put the phone number in the show notes. And here's a word from our other sponsor.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, thank you, Ace. Sunrise time now at 6:05, sunset at 9:17. A summer solstice occurs on June the 20th, so we're coming up on that. That is the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. The longest days occur here during the month of June, and that, of course, is the sunrise May 25th in downtown Holland, coming around the bank building there, the old bank building. Okay, we'll move on and take a look at some 66-hour rainfall forecasts here. First of all, you can see right around the edge of Florida, especially the western half of the Florida Peninsula there, picking up on some heavier rain, 1.5 inches in that yellow cover. And look at the glob of heavy rain from Texas up to Kansas and then east through Missouri into Illinois. Some heavier rainfall totals in Wisconsin and upper Michigan than what we're going to see here in lower Michigan. So let's take a look. We'll zoom in just a little bit here. By the way, there are more showers coming from northern Arizona and southern Utah. Here's the 66-hour rainfall total. We're looking for anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain. It has been a little bit on the dry side. We expect the ground to soak that up pretty well here. It'll be a band of rain with maybe an embedded thunderstorm. Like I said, we're not anticipating a lot of heavy weather here in West Michigan. Taking a look at severe weather for the next several days, it's all going to be off to the east and south of us here in Grand Rapids. We're just in the general outlook, but that dark green marginal outlook runs from southern Illinois through much of Indiana, northwest Ohio, into southeast Michigan. And that would be for a very isolated strong gust of wind with any thunderstorms that develop here Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. There's also a risk for some strong wind gusts and thunderstorms that may be occurring in New Mexico, West Texas, and southern Colorado. So that's kind of interesting. Good portion of the western United States has a possibility of a non-severe shower or thunderstorm, including places like Phoenix and Las Vegas and a good portion of Southern California. Wouldn't it be interesting if they had a thunder shower in Death Valley? It's happened before, but it doesn't happen very often. Okay, taking a look at the severe weather outlook area for Thursday. As you can see, we have a slight risk now. That's level 2 for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and a small portion of northwest Arkansas. Not for Michigan. I think we are dry here during the day on Thursday. At least most of us will be. Now we go on to Friday. We're gonna go through 4 days here, and this would be the equivalent of a slight risk or level 2, and that's from southeastern Colorado to far northwest Alabama and western Tennessee. And again, that's for mainly gusty winds. And we'll go one more day here into Saturday, and you see it doesn't change very much. The outlook here for Saturday has the chance of showers and storms from the Texas-Oklahoma area all the way over toward Alabama. And if we take a look at that Saturday outlook here, we'll be able to show you that. I hope. There we go. And that does include Birmingham, so daughter number 3 should be aware of that. That would be for Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Thunderstorms developing in Oklahoma and Texas will race east into the Mississippi Valley there and all the way over to almost the Georgia border. Okay, up next, we'll take a look at the forecast here for later on today. Showers likely. There's a chance of an isolated thunder shower. The high temperature for the day today is what it was at 12:01 a.m. And the temperatures will take about a 10-degree hit when the cold front arrives here and then stay on the chilly side, probably in the mid-60s here much of the day. Probably be a good idea to keep an umbrella handy. We don't tell you that too often, but this will be a day when there'll be showers on and off and probably a good thing to do. Humidity levels still up around 80% during the afternoon. Winds west to northwest, slightly lower than what we had here on Tuesday. They'll be around 10 to 15 miles an hour. So take a look at high temperatures across the area here for the day. Temperature in the afternoon down to 63 at South Haven for an afternoon temperature, 66 Benton Harbor, 64 at Ludington. Inland areas could reach the 70s. In fact, Hillsdale there is at 78, and Angola, Indiana, right across the border at 79. By the time you get to Toledo, it's 86, and Detroit at 88. So quite a variety of temperatures. And if you're in a boat out on Lake Michigan, you can see it'll only be in the low 50s, low to mid 50s there. So cooler air moving in here for the day today. And then on Thursday, a pretty good day. I think on Thursday we'll be seeing partly sunny skies. Temperatures reach the mid to maybe even the upper 70s in places. But again, it will be cooler if you're going to be over by the lake. South Haven with a high of 63, and that continues to run about 15 degrees cooler than inland areas like Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo. The 5-day forecast calls for some showers here today. I got the chance of rain at 90%, so that's pretty high. We don't do that too often. Partly sunny skies expected here for Thursday. Chance of rain not zero, but it's very small. There is about a 50-60% chance of an afternoon shower on Friday, maybe even an isolated thunder shower. Saturday looks dry, and then another area of showers and scattered showers and thunder showers could move in for Sunday afternoon into the day on Monday. And you can see no more 80s there, though we do get back into the 70s here starting Thursday once most of the rain pulls out. The 8 to 14 day outlook has temperatures here near to slightly cooler than average. Warm air concentrated in the west, in the south, and the east, with the center of the country here picking up on some showers and some clouds. And Alaska remains cold. Alaska's a big place. And that trough there that's been over Alaska has really been keeping them on the chilly side. We'll have to look at that. I'll have to grab some high and low temperatures and see what May was like up there in some of those towns up north of Fairbanks. Okay, and rainfall totals across the area, we're kind of near to slightly above average here. The heavier rains relative to average will be down in the south, especially down in Texas. Dry period for the Pacific Northwest there, as you can see, and scattering of showers and thunder showers continues for anybody on vacation down there in Florida. So really not too bad here. Wildfire smoke over White Lake, and this is from Jill Clark. Oh, it's nice to hear from Jill. And you can see this, the sky there is gray. It's not that bright blue like we might expect with clear skies here. And of course, the water reflects the color of the sky. When the sky is gray, the water's gray. When the sky is blue, then the water is blue.
Yeah, I thought that was a really neat picture with the sun through the tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the little V shape right there where the tree branches out right there. But that's a nice place. Looks like a good place to go hiking right down by the water there.
June 4, 1896, Ford did his test drive of his quadricycle on the Detroit streets. The quadricycle weighed 500 pounds with no fuel. It could operate at 10 or 20 miles per hour. And when he built it, he found out it was bigger than his garage door, so he had to knock out some bricks in order to get it outside.
That happened to the greenhouse across the street from me when I was growing up. They were building a boat in the basement of this greenhouse. And when they got it all done and were they going to lift it out, it didn't fit through the door. I mean, who would not think about that? But they had to knock out part of the wall to get the boat out and then put it back together again. But that was interesting.
How many vehicles did Ford sell worldwide in 2024?
Oh, wow. Well, sold one to me in 2021.
That's why I picked this picture, because ours was a Suburban, but it was that same blue color.
Yeah, well, Suburban is GM or Chevy.
Oh, well, it was the same color.
Yeah, Ford has the Explorer and the Excursion and the Escort. They all begin with the letter E. But good vehicles. I mean, look how far we've come in terms of vehicles and transportation in the last 150 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, back in 1896 when Ford was taking his four-wheeler around there, I mean, most everybody had horses, and that was how they used to get along. All right, okay, how many vehicles did Ford sell worldwide in 2024? I know they're the number one seller, I believe, brand in the United States. Oh golly, I don't know. I'll say 15 million. 4.5. Oh, that's a little too high there.
That's still a lot.
That is still a lot
For
of
sure.
vehicles. Yeah, worldwide, it's hard to sell. It's a little harder to sell American vehicles overseas in many areas than it is for overseas companies to sell vehicles here. Who is the top auto seller in the world in 2024? Who is the top auto seller? Okay, well, I would guess. Let me guess GM, since that's part of a number of different brands. What do we get?
Toyota, 10.8 million.
Wow.
And then here's our top three: Toyota, Volkswagen, and Hyundai Kia.
Yeah, Hyundai is South Korean, Volkswagen is Germany, and Toyota. They all make great cars. They really do. I mean, look at how safety improvements have come.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Barry Manilow in concert, June 4, Van Andel Arena.
Did you know he writes the songs? He does.
Make the whole world sing. So I thought it'd be fun if we did some Barry Manilow lyric weather trivia.
Okay.
Okay. And when October goes, the begins to fly.
Leaves.
No, the leaves flew in October. What's next?
The snow.
Very good. The snow begins to fly above the smoky roofs. I watch the planes go by. So it's 2 for 1. It mentions the weather and it mentions airplanes. So.
Oh, okay, cool. I never saw him in Grand Rapids when he came in. One of the guards told me they were surprised at how loud his concert was when he was here. But he sold out, as far as I know. He's a big draw.
We dreamers have our ways of facing these kinds of days, and somehow we survive.
Let's see. We dreamers have our ways of facing, cloudy days. Rainy days.
I made it through the rain.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting way to put it. Made it through the rain. Okay.
So this one, it's Moon River, and there are different versions of Moon River. So this one is a weather lyric. So we're after the same.
Rainbow's End?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. But not all of them. Not all of them are worded that
Henry
way.
Mancini wrote that song for Audrey Hepburn, and Audrey Hepburn could only sing a range of 8 notes. So Moon River is only 8 notes up and down. Interesting.
Gray, this rolling over my head. I can see this in the sky.
What's the word rain refer to down there?
I probably forgot to take it off from the last slide.
Oh, okay. I was going to say if that was a clue there.
Not a clue. Just a clue that I didn't proofread.
Gray skies rolling over my head. I can see in the sky. I can let's see. Gray clouds rolling by.
Okay, that's half of it.
Okay. I can see a break in the sky.
Storm.
A storm in the sky. Okay. All right. Well, I get 50-50 off of that.
June 4, 1919, Congress passed the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. It was ratified by enough states shortly thereafter, and Michigan was one of the first 3 to ratify, along with Illinois and Wisconsin. So the Midwest was up for it.
Yes, and I believe there was some early women in politics in Wyoming and Montana. I think we talked about that once before. There was a woman by the name of Jeanette Rankin, and I don't know if she was Wyoming or Montana, and those are fairly conservative states. So interesting, but yeah, I can see that Michigan was out in front of a lot of things. There were a lot of anti-slavery people in Michigan and Wisconsin, and Abraham Lincoln hopped on the chance to join the Republican Party, and much of which came together as a means to oppose slavery.
On June 4, 1970, this country gained independence from the British Empire. It is located in the South Pacific near Fiji, Samoa, and the Cook Islands. Its name means south or southward in many Polynesian languages. There are 171 islands, but not all of them are inhabited.
Only 45 are inhabited, huh? I had to look away there for a second because I have a cat making some strange noises here and rolling around on the floor. I just want to make sure she was all right. This country gained independence from the British Empire. It is located in the South Pacific near Fiji, Samoa, and the Cook Islands. Its name means south or southwest in many Polynesian languages. There are 171 islands. Wow. What could that be? Let's see. You know, if I had all day to think of this, I'd probably come up with it.
If you take out one letter, then it's a costume often worn to themed frat parties.
Tonga?
There you go. That was a good clue.
Oh, okay, that was a good clue. And that's can you go back one? Let's read through this again here. This is interesting. This country gained independence from the British Empire. It is located in the South Pacific near Fiji, Samoa, and the Cook Islands. Its name means south or southward in many Polynesian languages. 171 items, only 45 are inhabited. Interesting. So there are all these empty islands out there. You could kind of claim it and put your staff down and say, I claim this for the kingdom of Michelle, and you'd be all set.
And the government of Tonga would be like, that's nice, pay your taxes.
Yes, I'm sure. There's an interesting story. I don't know, or I don't think it's true, about the King of Tonga and Queen Victoria riding in a horse's cart, and we'll save that for a different time. But it's a funny story. And
here's our photo from John Scully. Beautiful place to be.
Mm-hmm. And he's over by Lake Michigan. That's Grand Haven or Muskegon, more than likely. And you can see that there's a different way that the sun looks. You can look at the sun and look at that picture right there and say, I know that's forest fire smoke in the sky. There's a smoke layer up there because the particles are refracting the sun's light like that, and it's that yellowish color. And of course, as it gets lower to the horizon, it would become a little bit more orange or red, or it may even disappear before it hits the horizon. There would be that much smoke in the air. So interesting. Very interesting.
And our daily look at Benzie County.
Yeah, beautiful spot right there. You can see some conifer trees, pines may be there in the distance. And I can't read the writing from here. If it says anything.
I think that's just when it was taken and the type of camera.
Oh, okay. All right. But very nice picture there. Benzie's a nice county. It really is. You got Crystal Lake up there, and they have we went up there for an orchestra concert. Benzie County has their own orchestra, and it was really very pleasant.
Yeah, the Betsy Valley Trail was a really nice place to go running and walking.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Okay, we have run to the end of our slides here for today. I want to wish everybody a fantastic day. As we head through the month of June here, we'll try and keep our logs going here almost every day. We may skip a day, but most every day we'll have something here for you. And if there's something you'd like to see that we're not covering, send us a note. BillSteffen.com is where we hang out. And our YouTube channel is BillSteffen616. So have a great day, and thanks again for staying with us until the end.